Hi, my name is Maxime, and today we'll be talking about the Italian Renaissance in theater. Unlike in England and Spain, the Renaissance had a big impact on the theater in Italy. It led to illusionism as well as neoclassicism, the Italianate system, and the popular commedia dell'arte. Okay, so now let's get into mainstream theater. So first, what is neoclassicism? Based on Merriam-Webster dictionary, it is related to the revival or adaptation of the classical, especially in literature, music, art, or architecture. This theory is based on five major points: verisimilitude, purity of genres, three unities, five-act form, and twofold purpose: teach and please. The first concept is verisimilitude. This is based on Merriam-Webster dictionary, the quality of seeming real. In this time, it was really important that everything in the play seemed real, from the characters to the decorum to everything. It was a quality that was very, very praised by the audience. The last concept also led to purity of genres. This is that tragedy and comedy should not be mixed. As told by Patterson and Donahue in their book, a tragedy was supposed to depict people of high station involved in affairs of state. Its language was to be elevated and poetic. Its endings were to be unhappy. Comedy, on the other hand, was supposed to display persons of the lower and middle classes embroiled in domestic difficulties and intrigues, and its language was always to be less elevated, often prosaic, and its ending were to be happy. They shouldn't be mixed. The next concept is the three unities. This is closely linked to verisimilitude. It is that place, time, and action should be truthful and could be believed in a real-life situation. For example, for the time, a playwright should make 4 years pass in a 2-hour play. This can be believed by the audience. Therefore, it's not good. Then we have the five-act form. This was the standard in dramas. It is that a play has to have an exposition, a rising action, a climax, a falling action, and a resolution or catastrophe. The last concept in neoclassicism is the twofold purpose, which is that a play should teach and should please. That means that it should have a moral and it should also entertain the audience. Then we have the illusionism in physical theater. Even if it was known to Greeks and Romans beforehand, it appeared in Italy during the Renaissance, notably with the use of perspective in art in Italy. For example, we have the Teatro Olimpico that has a lot of perspective in it. We will see it in the next slide. The production practices in illusionism led to Italian staging, which has 5 points. The first one is the single point perspective that says that all objects lead to 1 point. Then we have the wings, backdrop, and shutter on the stage that gives a 3D effect. Then we have that the scenery is placed behind the proscenium arc and the actors, and also a rack stage, which is a stage that is slanted upward from front to back, and these two aspects lead again to a 3D effect. And finally, we have the machinery hidden overhead by borders. This is all from Patterson and Donahue. Here we have an example of rack stage. You can see that it gives even more of a reinforced perspective. Then we have the movable scenery concept. Italians had to change the decorum of the stage really quickly, so they had to find a system that could do that easily. It had to be fluid and fast so that the audience didn't focus on the change of scenery but rather on the play. So they decided to invent the chariot and pole system, which was based on Patterson and Donahue. A small wheeled wagons ran on tracks under the stage, each with a pole that extended through a slit in the stage high enough to support a flat, and then they changed it with that. With all that we've seen so far, there's still a contradiction in mainstream theater. In fact, the Italians wanted a verisimilitude and a unity between time, action, and place, but they also wanted big scenic stages with a lot of decorum, and they also wanted to change rapidly the stages. So this is not very truthful to real life. In Italy, we have also the appearance of the Commedia dell'arte, which is professional playing, and it is that players, both female and male, work in a basic storyline, which is a scenario, and always play the same stock character. They have different costumes and lines that they repeat over and over in different scenarios. Sadly, by 1750, Italy was not a world leader in theater anymore. It was replaced by France and England.